What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Leon. My co-host Renee is not with me, but I got somebody. Y'all don't have to listen to me talk my country self by myself, because I know y'all don't like to listen to me. But I got somebody with me today, my homie, my friend, Mr. Ralph White. We didn't grow up together, but we met later in life, and we go get into that. So let me bring him on right now.
Howdy doody, howdy doody. How you doing today, Mr. Nice?
Ralph, what's going on?
I can't complain, man. Just trying to enjoy life right now, man.
Yeah, look. Ralph has another name. I gotta ask him where he got that name from.
Ooh, but I changed my name. I used to be Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley. That's it. Where did you get that name from? I never asked you that. How did Furley or Furley D? How did you get that name?
Many moons ago. Reed Ross Junior High School.
Reed Ross?
Reed Ross Junior High.
Mm-hmm.
I used to let people put their books in my locker.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to charge them $1. So they started calling me the rent man. And they started calling me Mr. Furley. And that's where I got
Mr. Furley. Is that he's on Three's Company, right?
That's him. He don't look as good as me, but that's him.
So you was hustling you was hustling since what, junior high? Elementary?
Man, ever since junior high. Some people do it. It's more by force, but then by choice.
More by force. And what you mean by that?
Because some kids have a choice in life because their mother and father are working, they have a stable home, and they choose to make bad decisions. Where you have other kids that are out there that don't have a mother and a father and a stable home, and they just got to live. I look at kids a little different. Some people, they can't.
You grew up with your mother and father, right?
No. Well, my mother and father divorced when I was about 9 years old.
When you was 9 years old.
Had problem, and my daddy, he lived his own life.
So
but
what?
It's two sides of every coin. For those that don't take.
So how was it growing up with your mother after your mother your father divorced?
I'm a wild dog.
That's wild dog.
That's the best described, a wild dog. If you let a dog, you let him go out there in the street and you let him roam, he gonna do whatever he can do. He ain't got no training, he ain't got no guidance. You got a guy. If you don't do anything for the kids, you owe them a home.
So are you telling me that you didn't have a home, or that's something we never talked about?
Now I'm from Murchison Road. I'm from Rosemary. I've been on the streets since I was about 13 years old.
So you left? Did you leave home when you was 13?
When I left home, I don't gonna say I never had a date that I left home. I just left home. If you don't provide a safe environment for your kids, they're gonna go find one.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be safe.
So that was about what, 8th or 9th grade?
Gosh, 8th grade. I never made it to the 9th grade. I dropped out of school when I was in 8th grade. I thought I was smart. Why go to school if I can make $125 a day?
So what was you doing to make $125 a day?
I was on Murchison Road. You know, oh gosh, I guess I'm a victim of the crack epidemic. Both inside and outside. Straight from the streets. Sometimes you don't know nothing else because you ain't never learned nothing else.
So what made you didn't still but you had a home to go to if you needed to? Or was it safe not to go there? Better in the streets than to go home?
I guess you get to a point where you do what you want to do. I ain't gonna say. I, I guess at some point, sometimes I didn't even know where my mama stayed at.
So was she a stable, not a stable mother?
No, my mama was on drugs. That's my mama smoked crack. She did the best that she could,
Right.
but she was sick, and my daddy won't willing to pick up the slack. So kids go off.
So how was it? Did you ever, when your mother and father divorced and he left, and you were with your mother? How did you ever see him again?
Yeah, my daddy from Fayetteville. I
Hmm.
remember one time I was living in King George Apartments, and he was living about 2 streets past Cherry Sanford. That's probably about a 10-mile walk. And I walked to his house because I was tired of living in the crack house, and he took me back home. But that let me know that I had to make my way.
And you say you was living in the crack house.
Yeah, if your mama on drugs, she got drug friends. I promise you, she do. Your mama
Oh,
ain't gonna be hanging with the doctor.
so you was living with your mother, but you called it the crack house.
I was more living on the street than anything. I was living in a hotel at my homeboy house. I always got money in my pocket, so usually 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be living in a hotel. That's why I want to go tonight. Or I might stay at a friend's house. When you living on the streets, sometimes you homeless and you don't even know.
Mm. So did you have any older homeboys or friends to bring you up, or try to tell you like, look, you don't need to be out here. You need to go back home with your mother.
Man, it ain't like that in the street, man.
Hmm.
I always say, you differently, Leon.
Yeah.
Hats off, you let her know that she raised a great man, and sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Right.
But some rotten from the core because
Mm.
we don't know no better.
Right.
But
That's, and
you
that's
got
the
to
thing. Like me and you, we have a lot of the same things, but a lot of the different things.
learn. But the reason that we click is I always say real recognize real.
Hmm. Right. Exactly. And
Art
so
don't
for the audience who don't, me and Ralph, we knew some of the same people, but we actually met in prison. And how old are you, Ralph?
49.
So you're a year older than me. So yeah, we was about 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And me and Ralph, we just clicked. You know, Ralph gave me a nickname called Lump Lump. Do you know why you gave me that name? Do you remember? Let's see
Yeah,
if you remember like I remember.
you had that bald head.
And look, for y'all don't, matter of fact, I had to get a bald head because his homeboy from his neighborhood,
Oh man.
Stone messed my head up. I had to get a bald head. And from then on, he always called me Lump Lump.
Boy, man, life, boy. I always tell my son one thing you can't do is trick life, boy. Life will teach
Right.
you.
Right. It will teach
It's
you.
hard teaching these young guys nowadays, man, that the best thing you can do is be the best as you can.
Hmm. Right. So,
Bruh,
so, so how's your relationship with your son? From the things that you learned or saw growing up with your mother and father, how has that made you a better father or a father?
man, I will be the one to tell you it has gave me the opportunity to do all the things that I think that you should do.
Hmm.
I always say I live life backwards. And I didn't have nobody to guide me as a child. So I know what's out there. I know what's out there in the streets. I know what your friends do. Cause that's I didn't live in the house. I lived on the street. So for me to be married for 20 years, I have 5 beautiful kids. I don't even know how that started. I don't think I can say is God got me favored, man.
Hmm.
God got me favored. And a wife.
So you consider yourself being homeless at that young age?
Yeah. You don't know it.
Hmm.
But out there, you got kids out there right now bumping from house to house. They out there hustling. They ain't hustling to pay no rent. They hustling to get some new shoes, some new pants, and they stay with their buddies. Everybody ain't got a home. Everybody ain't got a home. Everybody, mom and daddy, don't have a place for their children to be.
So like I said, we met in prison. So how was it? How old were you when you got locked up?
Gosh, Leon, when I met you, I had probably shoot, that was I think I had already been to training school. I did a year and a half in training school. I went to training school when I was 14, got out when I was 16. I went to prison when I was 18, got out when I was 19, went back when I was 19, and did 10 years.
So it was a continuous thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what the streets is. It's a circle. And if you blessed, if God bless you, most of my friends ain't sitting doing no interview. They can't talk. But if you could sit around and you see that circle, it keep repeating. It ain't a revolving door. It's a revolving circle. And if you don't get out the circle, you just got to come back to your turn again. That's all it is. All my friends, they get out of prison, they go around, they come back, they get out, they come back. It's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you learn, just like you don't deal with the same people that you used to deal with.
Yeah,
you grew.
right. Yeah.
You grew. Some people don't never grow up. Some people still out there holding in the street and thinking they gonna make a difference.
But eventually you did after all them other times. What was the
You know what the key is, man? The key to changing your life is education. That's it. I don't care if you go to school, you go to college, you go to trade school. You got to learn something. One of the biggest problems we got is some of our folks, we don't want to learn nothing new. So we'll come back home and we feel like we got a better plan that's gonna work this time that didn't work last time.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have an education, a trade. You got to learn something. You got to teach yourself something. Selling drugs ain't the only way to make money. Selling drugs is the only way to go to jail.
Yeah, like the old saying is either end up dead or in jail.
Man, that's what it is.
That's always been a true statement.
Man, you know what they forgot about? All the people that's out there, your friends is out there on drugs, and you see them later on in life. Boy, this look rough. Oh my goodness. I got some of my friends, boy, they the crypt keeper. Skeletons walking. You gotta take care, man. That's a hard thing. That's it. If you can't do nothing else, you gotta learn how to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I say, if you go to prison, they'll tell you gotta wash your ass every day. You got to wash. You got to wash.
Yeah.
You got to. You go to prison, they'll teach you have to wash every day. But you come out in the world, some people don't believe that.
Right.
That's basic. Right. Basic facts of life.
Yeah. And there you're gonna get told what to do.
Some people say they ain't gonna work in McDonald's, Leon. They ain't going to work in no McDonald's. They ain't going to work in Hardee's. You worked in the kitchen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Worked on the road squad.
Yeah, you worked on you worked in the slop pit.
Yeah.
For 40 cents.
40 cents, 20 cents, 70 cents, every dollar.
And when you did get big time, they gave you $1 a day. Boy, I get time. I say, you know what, man, and people gotta look into themselves. And I say, you know what, I owe it to myself. I don't care. I don't know nothing. I don't went to school. I owe it to myself to get out here and try.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I often have told different ones, so everybody, well, not everybody, but most people know that I cut hair and I'm a barber. So I run across all different people, and so I've ran across a lot of people that hustle or in the street. And one thing I always tell the younger guys that come in the shop that are hustling, I be like, man, look, it's better to struggle out here and get you a real job than go to prison. Because you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting your family,
Woo,
and especially if you got kids.
woo.
Yeah.
Boy,
So that's.
nothing. I got a daughter that don't love me 100%. Ain't nothing like leaving your kids out here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You said she
and
don't love you 100%.
yeah. I mean, I have a daughter. I got my oldest. My oldest when I got out, she was 13 years old. But I had her been locked up 10, 11 years of her life. She don't even know.
You said
That's
she
what
don't know. You said she don't know what?
she don't know you. When you get locked up and you go away and you leave your kids out here in the world, they don't know you. They
Mm.
don't know you. You can't help them. What you gonna do? They done fell down outside and their knees scraped up. What they gonna do? Write you a letter?
Mm.
Well, that's real facts.
Right.
Real facts is when you gone and your kids need you.
Yeah.
You know,
So.
all I want to do, I want to see I used to be like, man, I want to see my kids get off the bus.
Hmm. That's a great feeling just to see that. Just take them to school.
Huh? My wife used to tell me, like, y'all going to Chuck E. Cheese again? I said, yeah. I said, I want them to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't mind. I love to see them run around Chuck E. Cheese. I'm on FanDuel eating a salad.
Right. Right.
The
So.
joys of life, man.
So your oldest daughter, do y'all have a good relationship now, or there's no
No,
communication?
we have a relationship, but we have a strained relationship. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's just like anybody else out here that's done gone away from their child for a long periods of time and want to come home and be like, hey, oh, bring your room up. Nigga, who? Where you come from? You out? Clean the room. Man, you need some bills paid around here. You been gone.
Yeah.
And the real thing is now you gone and somebody else gonna raise your child.
Hmm.
Drop the ball on it.
Yeah. So does she understand? So how old were you when you had her?
17? Yeah, 17.
So have you ever told? Well, I'm pretty sure you've explained to her how you grew up, where you come from, the things you
Oh,
went through.
see, here's the line when you have somebody else raising your child and you don't have hands on. At some point, you might feel like you want to go in a different direction in life.
Hmm.
Everybody might not see it your way because the people that stood beside you in the club might not be the same people that stand beside you in the job line, in the unemployment line. You might have two different people. Y'all on two different paths.
Hmm.
But you can't never stop progress. Yeah.
Right.
You can't never stop progress. You gotta keep moving, you gotta keep trying. Things gonna happen in life. Only thing you can do is do the best you can. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So think I remember I've seen you post something. Your father passed away, correct?
Yes.
How hard was that for you, or was it hard? Or did y'all men y'all? How was y'all relationship before he passed?
Actually, you know what? We had a decent relationship because of my wife.
Hmm.
I'll be real with you, cause I ain't deal with my dad. I I I I'm that kind of person. I done did a whole lot of time in a hole. Sometimes I go in a hole. I don't even mind. But my dad, it was like you can't. I ain't gonna say it. I know I can't depend on you, but my wife set it up in my life so that she let me know for the good of me and for the good of my children,
Hmm.
things I need to let go. If you that's just like I'm on the phone, I'm like, you know what? I'm a little short. I'm gonna call my daddy up. Let me see if he gonna send me $150 so I can pay this light bill. Well, I need a couple dollars myself. But my wife will tell me, why set yourself up? If you know that if you go down that road, You gonna go onto the pond. The road in, the water's there. You gonna drive in the water. Why keep driving down that road? You expecting something different to be on that road, but you know it ain't nothing but water. You done been on that road 100 times. You know if you drive all the way down down to the end of the road, the car is gonna go in the water. You're gonna drown.
Mm-hmm.
Why set yourself up? You done turn the corner and you gonna go down that same road again. Forget that road is there. We gonna keep going straight. We gonna pass. We know the water down that way. We don't want to die. We don't want to drown. We want to go straight. So we gonna keep going. We know what's over there. How you doing? Sometimes, like I used to, I think one of my greatest accomplishments was I was top salesman at a Cadillac dealership for about 5 years. People don't know, and I know that it's what's in your heart, good or bad. It's what in your heart. You ain't got to come from the hood to have a bad heart. I know people that got money that got a bad heart.
Right.
I know people that got millions of dollars who still try to trick you.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, somebody that ain't got nothing to try to trick you. It's what's in their heart.
Mm-hmm. And I seen somebody.
Deal with my dad though. I give a lot of respect to my wife because my wife, she made me realize that that's your dad. Let the kids know you did your part.
Right.
You did your
Because
part.
it's like,
I quit going to school when I was in the 8th grade because I ain't had no clothes to wear. I'm going to Sherlock's. You remember them Trax jumpsuits? I was
yeah.
having flashbacks because the kids were starting school. I remember last time my mama took me school shopping. We went to Rose's and she told me to pick out. They were 3 for $20. And I said, well, guys, I got to start school tomorrow. My mama, I got to start 8th grade tomorrow. My mama gave me 3 Trax jumpsuits and told me to wipe these Pumas off. I've been wearing them all summer. You know the pressure you gonna have when you go to school on the first day? You better be able to fight.
Wait, but you did have your mother was still there, and you still had a chance to live with it, though, right? You just chose not to.
My mom, yeah, if you want to put it like that. My mom always had a house.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was always did the best that she could.
Right.
That's one thing I can say about my mom. I don't give it. My mama, me and my mama been through the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't never gave up on me, and she always been there. She did the best she can.
Now, were you the only child around?
No, man, no. I gotta. Actually, I grew up with me. I grew up with just me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Then I learned that I had two, three brothers and an older sister.
Oh, wow.
And then my mother had Josh, Gregory, Buddy, and Angie. But Josh and Buddy died.
Hmm.
2 of my brothers died in a car accident a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Out there, 4 boys in the car. 3 of them died. Just so happened 2 of them were my little brothers.
Hmm. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my mother's strong, man. My mother, and actually I watched my mother lose her mother, her grandma, her sister, and her 2 sons in a 2-year period.
Hmm.
In less than 2 years.
Wow. Now, so your mother's still living.
Yeah, my mother still living. My mama still kicking. I call her every day, tell her I love her.
Okay,
If I call her today, I'll make sure I call her tomorrow.
okay, I was gonna ask how y'all relationship is now.
No, I mean, and you don't never get it messed up. Just cause my mama, I ain't never said my mama didn't love me. I ain't never said my mama was not there for me. I
Right.
said, my mama just on drugs. That's anybody that's dealt with a crackhead. That's just what it is. I mean, have it out with my mama, but
Yeah.
she the only person to come see me when I was locked up.
Right. And so back to what you were saying about your daughter, your oldest daughter relationship and yours, and how your wife got you to talk to your dad. Is like I heard somebody else say that. I think it was, I want to say Inky Johnson, and he was explaining. Somebody asked him, "How would you want your kids to treat you if you don't treat your father like he wants you to treat him?" It was something something like that.
Man, I think it all boils down to as everything boils down to respect,
Hmm.
respecting a human being.
Right.
Even though I don't like my dad, I still call him up. Still take the kids down there to see him. Say, hey, how you doing? I don't care
Mhm.
if I sit down there for 10 minutes or an hour.
Right. So
And
what year did you come on, Ralph?
I came home in 2002.
2002. I was already home about 3 4 years. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know,
So
I came home in 1996. I did 3 years and I came home in 1996 and I was out for 2 weeks. And my best friend sent me back to prison.
hold on, Ralph. You had came home in 1996, and
Didn't nobody know I had came home. I was hanging with, won't doing nothing but hanging with my buddy Fat Cat.
hmm,
Messing around and Fat Cat got set up with some drugs and told the people everything was mine. I hadn't been home for 2 weeks. But you know what I'm gonna tell you? The blessing behind, I always tell people, you know what, prison sometimes is a time capsule, man.
mhm. Oh, it
I think
definitely is.
it saves a lot of people, man. I really think prison saves a lot of people, man. They don't know it, man.
It definitely
Some
saved mine because it's been
some
some things that I did, or I might have not have been here today if I wouldn't have went to prison.
yeah, you didn't think it was serious.
Right.
That's what these boys, some of these boys, boy, they don't think they living off a video and a
Yeah.
rap song.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
boy, the real,
Yeah.
fight is real. But you know the real thing, man, and I always is you got to say we got to save these guys before they even get to the five because once you're in the five, man, your whole life changed, man. Once you get felonies on your record,
Hmm.
I've tried to apply for jobs and people ask, well, how you get this job? How you get that job? I lied. What do you mean? I got that job. I told a lie. Have you ever been convicted of a felon? No.
Is,
Never.
so is that how you got on that Cadillac? Now, Ralph, look. Now, I didn't tell no lie.
I worked at the Ford dealership for 5 years before that.
So did they find out later on?
You know, hey, let me tell you what money do.
Hmm.
Money make people turn their head.
So you bring them in some money.
Hey, look, as long as you making money, everything's all right. I didn't get out of Cadillac. I quit
Right.
because I felt like I should have got a little bit. I was owed a little bit more. I felt like what the numbers that I was doing, I should have got a little bit more than what I was getting.
Hmm.
I told him, I said, you know what, man, I said it didn't got to the point. I said, man, you know, I can go shoot dice and make more than this right here.
Yeah, because y'all cost them and y'all work a lot of hours.
Oh man, that's the only way you can make some money. You got to be there morning, noon, and night. Some days you're gonna work 7 days a week.
Hmm.
If you want to be top.
Right. Yeah.
But I like you said, did they ever know? Uh, about I want to say probably about a year or maybe 2 years after I had been there, they had to stop the salesman of the year. Want no more salesman of the month awards. I had to make them put chairs out there so we could sit in line because they say I'm taking all the sales.
Mm.
I loved it. And what happened? My brothers died, and I was trying to get an advance on my check, and they was giving me such a hard time
Hmm.
on $1,000, and I'm like, man, I don't want every award. I done did everything in here, and I'm on the $1 Million Club. I'm doing 10 cars a month, And I ain't got no value here.
Hmm.
Yeah, as long as you making money, you all right. You ain't making no money. But I'm like, man, I ain't got no value. Then you start thinking about yourself. Well, if something was to happen today and I lose this job, what you do? What value you got? Then I realized, I said, I need to start doing. I need to put some value in myself.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna build Mr. Shine.
Mr. Shine.
Mr. Shine. Then Mr.
Tell,
Shine.
so tell me, how did you get started? Was it? Did you already have that idea after you left selling
Yeah,
cars?
the reason I came up with Mr. Shine, it just amazed me. Before the dealerships was washing cars.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that I used to do for my customers. I see you in service, or I see you out there looking for a car. You might not buy a car from me today. I run your car through the car wash. It don't cost me nothing. It cost me 5-10 minutes, run through the car wash, bring it back up. People used to send me a lot of customers just off car washes.
So you
But
used to people used to come look for cars, even though they didn't buy a car. You used to take that car and run it through the wash and wash it for them. Hey, you're a true hustler.
but a guy once talked. It was the blessing that I had in the car business. Was I had a couple of people that looked into me, seen something in me, and just know that I needed some training.
Mm-hmm.
Cause Mr. Washington used to always tell me, he said, man, White, if a person come out here on this car lot, they want a car. They want a car. They might not be able to buy a car today. But if you treat them right, they gonna remember you and they gonna come back and see you when they can buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
But me, myself, I come from something different. So I listen to guys. So the biggest problem people have is face value.
Mm-hmm.
People see what you got on, and yeah, not me. You walk out there on the lot, I'm on you. I don't care if you got on shorts, flip flops, overalls, 3-piece suit. If you come out there and and you stop and that door open, I'm coming.
So once you left, how hard was you, or how long did it take before you got Mr. Shine up and running?
Man, Mr. Shine, building your own business hard, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
Boy, you talking about, hey, only thing I would tell somebody, if you talking about starting a business, boy, you better have a bankroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got, hey, Leon, let me tell you, this is the truth. This is the first time I ever told anybody this. I started Mr. Shine because my brother told me that he was gonna bring me a couple of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't never show up.
So he told you to go bring a couple of dollars to help you start it.
He owed me a few dollars, so he was helping me out.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't never show up.
So what was your next steps?
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't stop because somebody else stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You don't you if you trying to start a business and you got somebody beside you to saying, yeah, we gonna do this, yeah, we gonna do this, and they get to the point where they start backing it up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Put your heart in it. If you don't put your heart in it, it ain't gonna work. You gotta have something behind you. I don't think this Mr. Shine probably would never been possible if I ain't had my wife. Might
Right.
not have been. That's two halves.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that.
How long you been doing it now?
Man, 10 years, man.
10
This
years.
year it made 10 years for Mr. Shine.
And it's been good to you.
Oh man. I mean, it's ups and downs.
Yeah.
Highs,
Like any business.
like any business. But it's just if you ever see the fruits, when the fruits start like roses on the tree. Once there's a bunch of thorns on there. Roses, it take a long time for the roses to come. You be over there, keep looking at that rose bush. You're like, man, the rose bush about to die.
Right.
The rose bush is brown, but the rose bush got a little bit of green on it, and it just keep greener, get greener, greener, and greener. Next year, it got roses on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you can smell the roses. You work for
Now, do you do it by yourself, or you have any helping you out?
it. Man, I got I got 3 people that won't make one.
You got 3 people that won't make one.
I got 3 workers that can't make one. I think the hardest thing in business is finding dependable people.
Yeah, I've dealt with that over the years in the barbershop. It's
Yeah,
finding
and
dependable people.
the only way the big corporations survive is they have the money to rotate in and out. They got a chain going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one person quit, we bring 2 people in.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else about to get fired. We're gonna bring one more in. Finna let one go.
Right.
But you gotta have deep pockets for that. I'm getting mad, and I got to tell my guy, you can't get in my van today. Yeah, take an Uber home.
Right.
I got one guy. Sometimes you don't understand, guys. I got a guy I used to go and pick up and drop off every day,
Mm-hmm.
and he still complain.
Mm.
Some people just don't like. But the whole thing is, like I say, some people don't never grow up.
Yeah. Now, do you think it take? I don't want to always say, because a lot of people ain't never been in our position, um, but sometimes it may take being in our position to work harder at what you want. And sometimes that's what it takes. You got to go through something, which we don't all want to go through a lot of things, but sometimes that's what it takes for you to grind and go get it.
And it goes, and it's sort of like I always tell my son. Everybody got their bottom, and everybody ain't got to go to prison to learn. I say, son, you ain't got to go to prison to learn, man.
Right.
Don't let prison be your teacher.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta teach yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta want it out here. I think I love life so much, man, because of I know I am so blessed for what I've come from.
Mm-hmm.
I walked down the Merck when I've been walking down the Merck since I was about 12, 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest achievement in life, boy, I made it. Boy, you hear what I said? I
Yeah.
made it. Yeah, I ain't want to have, man. Then the hardest thing with these kids, I tell my son all the time, is you know what you got to do? Think about if you out there selling, if your friends out there selling drugs, they out there committing crimes, what are you doing it for?
Right.
What I mean, what's the bottom line? You trying to get rent money? You trying to get gas money? You trying to get pamper money? Or you trying to get fresh?
Right. So what has have been your biggest struggle, you think, or have you had any struggle since coming home and making a better living for yourself?
Yeah, man, money, man.
Money.
Man, hard for me to deal with a little bit of money. Good God. Boy, it is hard dealing with a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I say, but you know what? You know what life has taught me? Money ain't everything now.
Right.
You got some women and men that would do anything for some money. But
Mm-hmm.
that makes you a good person. And when
Right.
that money goes away, you still stuck with you.
Yeah. Money is not everything, but it does.
It's an enhancer.
Is what?
It's an enhancer.
Yeah, it is an enhancer, and it does help,
Yeah. You got
survive. And we do need money.
a dummy, an uneducated person, give them money. Now you got a fool, a dummy, they got money. Don't know what
Now,
they're gonna
now,
lose it.
do you think you will ever go back to work for somebody?
I pray to God and hope not.
Hmm.
I do all I can to try to keep my head above water. That's why I go out here. If it's 100 degrees outside, I'm at least gonna try to watch 1 or 2 cars.
Hmm.
I try to keep the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
might drive all the way to Smithfield. It might take me yesterday. It took me 35 minutes to get to my job. But I tried to full schedule. I got $1 million phone. It's just a matter of time of everything, all the ducks lining up in a row.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
I know it's on. I know I've learned in life, boy, if you keep pushing and if you got your heart in it and you doing right, if you doing right, things will work out that don't supposed to.
Yeah.
Don't supposed to happen. I'm telling you, it don't supposed to happen. Won't even in the cards. Life will throw you a blessing.
You wake up one morning and say, "How did I get here?"
Woo! How did I get here? You know what, man? My life be so good sometimes, Leon. I be like, man, I don't even. I feel like I be out of place.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say, I used to have a bad habit of saying I come from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what my wife say? Stop saying that. Stop saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, boy, I come from nothing. Yeah. Where I come from, I look at some of the guys that think they tough. Some days I bite my tongue and I chew my lips.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing like the hardest thing in my life is fighting me.
Right.
Me every day.
Yeah.
I know.
My grandma, when she used to write me a lot, she used to always made sure. I know she wrote this a number of times. Be swift to hear and slow to speak. Swift to hear and slow to speak.
You know, that's like I always tell my son sometimes, you know, especially when teenagers, my son 19,
Mm-hmm.
and, or any adult, sometimes when you get to talking, sometimes you start talking about something you don't really know about.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell my son, I say, sometimes you just got to sit back and just listen. Don't even say nothing, man. You know what? The car business teach you the KISS system. You ever heard of KISS? KISS.
No, what is it?
KISS system is the #1 rule in the car business.
Okay.
Keep it simple and stupid.
Keep it simple and stupid. Now I have heard people say keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple and stupid. The more information you give, the more information we got to think about. You done filled me up. I need to go home and digest all this.
Right. But at least you do have a. So if you had to go back to selling cars, would you do it? Is it worth it? Would it be worth it?
I never stopped selling cars.
You still sell cars?
I sell them for myself.
Okay, I didn't know that. What else was up there?
I mean, I ain't got no car lot.
Right.
As I got 2 beaters out there right now. I ain't no the hardest thing, and that's all goes back to education.
Mm-hmm.
These young men out here, boy, if you learn something, you hear what I'm telling these young boy, you got out here, you be a mechanic. And now, you know, I went to school. I just finished school last year.
Oh yeah.
It took me 45 minutes to drive from my house to the community college.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school for building trade construction because I got tired of people coming in my house and doing half work that don't look right. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna learn on my own, because you know what I know, Leon. In order to be better, the only way you can be better is you educate yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Don't be no fool. Don't be no fool and feel like you educating yourself and you sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be no fool. I done seen times in my life where I might be in a financial bond. I can't sit in the house. I can't lay on the couch. I got to walk to the store. I'm trying to bump into something.
Mm-hmm.
But I know in life you gotta want it. Or you be sitting on the couch playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta want it. If you want it, you'll be.
So you went and got a degree in and what was it in?
Building trade construction.
Building trade construction.
I also have a degree in informational systems.
Okay.
That's how I got in the car business.
So dropped out of school in the 8th grade. Now you have 2 degrees.
You know what changed my life, Leon?
What's that?
My last 2 years.
In prison?
I was in Marion.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it Supermax, close custody. That's why I did my last 2 years in.
So
That's why.
what was your thought process then in your last 2 years?
Oh, I was on self-destruct mode. Some people on self-destruct mode and don't care. It's like when you walking outside and somebody walking past you, you like, what you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
What you looking at? Yeah, you got that you got all that anger built up in your body. You fitting to wreck.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know it. Some people think you being tough. You ain't being tough. People that scared of you get rid of you. Call the police on you or shoot you.
Right. So you just had a lot of animosity or built up in you.
I've been locked up too long. I ain't think I've been locked up so long. I ain't think I was gonna get out.
So what was the switch though? Like after that?
I went to school.
Okay.
I couldn't do nothing but go to school, and
Mm-hmm.
I was going to my professor. He used to try to be smart, but I was listening to him what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to take a bad situation and make it good, especially if you got a book in front of you that can teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to teach yourself. Just because somebody is a teacher, they don't have your best. They don't might not always have your best interest.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have to do as a person is you have to take advantage of the opportunity and the situation because it might not be there again.
Right.
That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. So what
But I,
did what, where did so did you go back to Fayetteville when you came home or?
yes, I almost got stuck.
And that's what I was going to ask you. That was my next question. How did you? So what I did was I came. I didn't go back to Fayetteville. I knew that's
Amen.
not somewhere I wanted to be, so I did not go. Why did you go back there?
I had no other choice.
Okay.
I ain't just go back to choice. I ain't go back to Fayetteville. I went back to Fayetteville and I had to go back to the same. I had to go. Then how could I put it? I know what I got to do, and I know what I got to do to make it. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. I ain't never had nobody that stood behind me and hold me up and be like, "Hey man, you come live with me," or "Hey
Mm-hmm.
man, go buy you a car." "Hey man, I'm gonna pay the lights for you." "Hey man, I know you need a couple of dollars. Hey, you know what? I know you're struggling right now. Here go 1,000." Never had nobody buy do it until my wife used to always ask me. She be like, "Why you in here hiding? Why you in here hiding money? Why you in here hiding stuff?" I don't know. I don't know.
That's what you was used to.
Yeah, but guess what the problem is? I can't find it. I done hit my stuff and I can't find it. now, now ain't nobody in here but me, my wife, and my kids, and I'm looking at my wife and her kids like they done stole something. God almighty. It's the programming, man.
Yeah.
It's the program. You got to unprogram.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something different.
So how long did you stay in Fayetteville before you finally got up out of there and like this ain't for me? I need to go.
Oh man, you know what, Leon? When I got the fever, I knew that I didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't have, and I didn't have no opportunity.
Right.
Have opportunity. If you got family out there that be like, "Hey man, you come stay here," or you boy, you know what? When I came home, you know what I was doing, Leon? My stepdad built houses.
Mm-hmm.
I was working with him, paid $350, $400 a week, picking up bricks all day long. He picked me up about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, dropped me off about 5, 6. Guess where he dropped me off at? Preston
Right
now.
there.
Back on. I can't. What I'm gonna do with this little bit of money he giving me? I ain't got nothing.
Right.
What $400 gonna do?
Now, so about this time, how old were you?
Well, I was 20. Gosh, Leon.
Was it about 99? No, 2002.
About 28. I think I was about 28 about 28. But you know what? You know what a problem I had, Leon? I was back. I found myself with most people back with the same folks, same friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad with people. I'm plotting on people. I'm back in the streets, but I'm halfway in the streets and I'm halfway working.
All right.
But when you halfway in, you halfway out. Stuff just happening because I'm mad. I'm hot. I got animosity towards my homeboys.
Why for not looking out for you?
They ain't been to see me, but we buddy again, and I'm really peed. I'm mad, so I'm always popping off. And it's a difference now.
Right.
It's now. Mr. Franklin came off the weight pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Franklin come off the weight pile. So now I'm Debo Johnson too.
Right.
And I feel I've actually I moved to Atlanta for a little bit. Then I came back to Fayetteville, and I got the opportunity to leave again. And I left and never turned back.
Yeah.
But when I left, I left alone.
Say what?
It was just me.
Right.
It's just, when I leave, when I go from one spot to another, it's me. It's just when I moved to Virginia, it was me. I met my wife here, but it's me. And that's one of the things I guess that me and my wife, we had ups and downs just like any other marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Man, boy, sometimes, boy, you gotta do anybody think about these damn kids, man.
Right.
Gotta think about the kids, man.
Yeah. Once you start having kids, it's a whole nother ball game.
You just change your plan.
Right.
There's got guys out here having kids, and boy, you know what I'm gonna tell you how life works, Leon? Ain't nothing like getting old. Ain't nothing like getting old, and you can't physically do what you want to do, and your kids don't want to fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nothing like old, and your kids don't want to deal with you. Woo, woo. Boy, that's a long ride to the house.
When you mean deal with you talking about they just don't want to hang with you, not necessarily nothing negative.
Period. You got parents out there that's been wronged by their kids.
Okay.
They ain't raised their kids. The mama might have raised their kids. The grandma might have raised their kids. Kids raised on the street. But kids grow up.
Mm-hmm.
When you see some of these kids out here, then they grown adults and they talking nasty to the old woman, they be like, oh, why he talk to his mama like that? Or why they talk to their mama like that? There's a history behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people ain't got no love. No love for their mom and their daddy. I do. I ain't gonna never say I love my mama. I ain't nothing I wouldn't do for my mama. My mama called me right now, I'm coming. My mama called me right now and say, June, baby, I need you. And my car broke down, I'm gonna take the bus. Yeah, that's what it is.
All about love.
Man, that's what you know what saved my life?
Wife. Said, don't show me.
Yeah. Hey Leon, Leon, I ain't never think I would be married. Boy, I'm a pimp. I'm a gangster.
Right.
Hey, I have no. I am strictly for the streets. Boy, it's funny how life will teach you, boy. Life will teach you and show you what's important.
Yeah.
Life will show you what's important. Some
I'm
of us,
glad. I'm glad you are in a better place in life.
Amen.
Glad of that.
Man.
Yeah, I'm glad we still keep in touch. Because Because what this, I remember you calling me when I was at the mall and telling me that I inspired you, and that's what basically what I'm doing is all about, trying to inspire people, man. Because I
We
love
have
people. What you
we
say?
got we got to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people you got to look at these kids different. Tell them to pull their pants up. Help them be professional. Don't say that your brother and sisters, the kids ain't shit. Go pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't if you know they out there in the street. Help them. Go pick them up. Bring them to your house and let them stay for the weekend. My
Mm-hmm.
hardest thing in life is I tell you I believe that's why I try to be the best father I can be because I know kids wander off, man. And it's mean world, man. People do mean stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Take care of your kids.
Yeah. So I'm constantly teaching my daughters, even though they don't really want to hear it. I give them life lessons every day. Every day, I give them something.
Well, you got two girls, Leon.
Yeah, two girls. Yeah.
I need to bring the twins down there.
Yeah. 16 and 13.
Oh, they giving you the business. They hey, that's Einstein age, especially the 16.
Yeah.
16 years old. Well, my twins 14 years old. They feel like they got life figured out,
Oh
but
yeah.
they finish sentences together. They do twin stuff. I can't. I only deal with. I walk out the house and I let my wife.
So they do twin stuff. They be finishing sentences.
Yeah, man. And you know my wife, but my wife be on me. I can't yell at nobody, Leon.
Yeah.
They girls around here. I'm from the street, so for me to have a family and I have learned what it is to be a man.
Yeah. One
I, I
thing.
I learned what it is to be a man.
One thing about girls, what taught me was it kind of. How can I put it? I think I would have been too hard on my son. Girls kind of it helped me like you can't like you
Off
say you
on
can't really yell, can't really but you can do it a little bit, but not as
uh-uh.
much.
They break it down. Everybody crying on me.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
hey,
too
hey,
sensitive.
hey, a few years ago, my daughter was crying. I yelled at her. She was crying, looked at me, told me to go stand in the toilet. Hey, I felt bad. I'm like, man, I said, did she just tell me to go stand in the toilet? What? My feelings. I'm this old gangster dude. These little people around here hurting my feelings. Got me
Yeah.
thrown in the trash.
Yeah.
Man,
Daughter's a little different.
it's a little different, man. If it weren't for my wife and kids, that I always tell people that's my inspiration to do better. My inspiration to come home.
Hmm.
That's what it is, man. I fell in love with home.
Hey, look, you never thought you would just like to go to work and come home.
I ain't
Look,
never had. Uh,
look,
I
come
ain't.
on home is relaxing. No, it ain't relaxing.
I ain't do that. I ain't had a. Man, I ain't had a day off in 20 years. Hey, I go to the store 3-4 times a day. I'm a hot fry.
Oh
I'm glad my wife done fed everybody from hot fries.
Lord.
Takis. Yeah, hey, as my buddy them say, I'm a ham. I don't have no problem.
That's good, man. Well,
Uh,
shit, it was glad rapping with you. Rap, one day we gonna get up. One day, we gonna get up.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you welcoming me into your space, man.
Oh yeah, this space for everybody. I just created it.
Hey, and that's what I say it's about, man. It's about helping each other out, man. And
Yeah,
one of the things I always reach out to my guys. I love seeing my guys building and doing better.
right.
Voila.
Yeah. So look, Mr. Shine. Look, tell everybody. Let's see. How can they find Mr. Shine? You got a number they can reach? Ralph has frozen on me. Now I think he's gone. But we're gonna end it right here. Ralph has frozen on me. As y'all can see, he's frozen. Tune in to the next time to the Impel Forward podcast. And remember, seize the opportunity. to grasp your dream. Peace.